In this vlog, we visited Bali in December and spent 3 full days going for the best adventure activities on the island. Join us as we scale down 20-meter waterfalls, brave through the crazy rainy season of Bali, which resulted in the muddiest ATV ride of our lives, and of course, rewarding ourselves afterwards with the best food in the city of Ubud. This is Bali. Today we are going canyoning. I really hope we survive because Jerome booked the intermediate level one. I don't even feel ready for the beginner one actually. We are now staying at this place called Jetty Cottages, and they provided us complimentary sandwiches when we checked in yesterday. So I didn't eat it last night because we reached back at about 10 PM, then we crashed. This is a sneak peek of what our room looks like. It's actually really quite nice. So we have this. It's quite big. I'll do a room tour later. But I'm going to eat breakfast now because they're coming to pick us up soon. So we booked our canyoning tour on Klook. I'll leave the link down below. The whole package came with two-way transport from our accommodation. We had some breakfast first while playing with Coffee the cat, cutest little baby. Then they had us change into our wetsuits and gear before heading off to the falls. In the end, we chose to go to Maboya Canyon because it's our first time canyoning and our guide advised us to try out a beginner level 1 first. At the starting point, we had to hike for about 10 minutes through a forest before reaching the start of our canyoning journey. Overall, the experience was super fun, scary at some points, but our guides were really professional and did their best to make us feel as safe as possible. They will also bring their own action camera to help you take photos and videos, which they will transfer it to you afterwards.
Oh no! Jam!
The whole canyoning took us about 2.5 hours to complete. Just look at how they wrecked this water bottle because our guides kept throwing it down the waterfalls. I thought it was pretty funny. We were also served some nice local lunch after the tour before they brought us back to our hotel. I am exhausted after the canyoneering. We are now having dinner at this pork ribs place, which Jerome again recommended, said it is amazing. Usually his recommendations are on point. We are now on our way to go river rafting. This was also booked on Klook. So again, we had to hike for about 10 to 20 minutes through a forest before reaching the starting point. The river we are on is called Ayung River, and it is known as the largest river in the whole of Bali. The whole journey took about 2.5 hours. It was quite an easy rafting experience. There weren't any drops that were too big, and you spent most of the time enjoying the scenery. I really enjoyed the part where we could get off the raft and stand under this waterfall along the river. It was so refreshing, it was cold, and it was a very new experience. You can even feel the current of the river running between your legs.
Every day I look like every day is my outfit. So far the past 2 days my outfit is posing.
Overall, I would say this is a really good activity, especially if you have kids with you, because it's not too difficult of a rafting experience and the guide behind you actually does most of the work. So if you guys get stuck or anything, he will be there to help you. Just take note that after getting off the river, you will have to hike for about 200 steps up to get back to the main road. the top of Mount Batur now. Batur, how do you pronounce it? Batur.
Batu.
We're at the top of Mount Batur now. So we decided to take a jeep up because we are lazy people. But if you want, you can trek. And as you can see, it's raining again. But they were very nice. Like they gave us poncho and we have a very big umbrella. So now we're just sitting on the jeep and waiting for sunrise. Warm you up. Because we're here in December, the weather is actually pretty bad. The sun has risen, but we cannot see that it has already risen because it's so cloudy. If you guys come in December, right, I would recommend not coming to Mount Batur because there's a high chance that the weather is going to be like this. You can still come, but then you risk it. It's still quite fun because like the journey up was very like rocky. It's quite crazy because there's like over 100 jeeps here right now, and every day our tour guide said that there's over 100 jeeps that come, and he said that if you come earlier you also get a better spot on the mountain to see the sunrise. On the jeep from the peak of Mount Batur, and then over here you have a very nice view of Mount Batur itself. And I think actually this place has a nicer view compared to at the top. The top is really just to see the sunrise.
It's so cold.
Oh yeah, it's extremely windy, so really bring a warm jacket. Like this place is really very cold. Like don't underestimate it. It's freezing. The wind is like crazy cold.
We have like the coffee tree, so they have like many bean up there. They have lemongrass, turmeric, and then they have ginger. So the ingredient like for making a tea here.
After Black Lava, we visited a coffee plantation as part of our tour package. Here, we had a quick tour of how coffee is made in Bali, and at the end of it, they sat us down for a really nice tasting session where you get to try various flavors of coffees and teas.
See the color of the coffee letter, so like they come in dark, just like that.
My OOTD for 3 days straight has been the helmet. Ding ding.
We chose ATV as an add-on to our Mount Batur Jeep package as it was a little bit cheaper than if we were to go for ATV separately. After the practice ring, we headed off to drive on the main road before reaching the ATV track. It was the best ATV experience I had. Definitely a must go if you're visiting Bali. You get to ride through beautiful rice fields, bash through forests, and if it's raining or had rained earlier, you get these roads filled with water, making the whole experience even more muddy and more exciting. It was a 1.5 to 2 hour session. Our guide brought us through the track for the first round to show us the route. Subsequently, he let us go through it on our own as many times as you want until time was up. So you get to drive as fast as you want. There were some challenges in the track as certain parts were rocky and you can sink into the mud, but it made the whole experience much more memorable.
I'm just gonna cut in here to tell you guys that I don't actually have any more content for my time in Ubud. Anyway, this was the last day that we were spending in Ubud before heading to Nusa Penida. What actually happened was that after the ATV session, which ended at around 1 or 2 p.m, we were going out to find lunch and I met into an accident, not so serious accident, but we met into an accident on the scooter and I kind of injured my foot. So here's some context. So I'm lying in the hotel room now because I injured my foot really badly while we were riding on a scooter for lunch, to lunch.
just now and it's so bad. I don't know if you guys want to see. Looks pretty nasty, so I'll put a picture up on the screen. I don't know whether I'll be able to go diving like 2 days later. I really hope it gets better, but it really hurts to walk right now. In the hospital now. Like legit, for the first time I'm glad that I bought insurance and travel. Almost didn't buy it because I always don't use my insurance, but lucky I bought it this time. So the good thing is that we kind of actually already finished all our activities for Ubud, so you guys already have our full itinerary in front for this vlog. And actually for today we only had lunch and dinner left, and we were gonna head over to Nusa tomorrow morning already. So luckily I sort of managed to finish this vlog, but after injuring my foot I didn't actually have the energy to vlog while we were having the barbecuing lunch. But if you guys are keen, we actually went to this place. I'll link it down at the bottom over here. It's a very famous restaurant. Even our Grab driver recommended it, and it's also a very famous local dish, so if you guys are interested to eat, you can consider. Yeah, so I think you guys have already reached the end of this vlog. That is about it for our time in Ubud. Super fun, it was super crazy, and I think it's a very good itinerary for people who are more towards the adventure, outdoor seeking kind. I'll see you guys in my next vlog. It's gonna be more about how we got from Bali to Nusa on my injured foot, and what we did at Nusa Penida as well. So I'll see you guys next week. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Bye!